Okay, class, this video covers page 16 in your note packet. You should read very carefully the top half of page 16. It talks about graphing a linear equation and writing a linear equation. We're going to do the example down below and write a linear equation for a given situation. So in the example, in part A, you're given the points -3, 3, and 4, 2. And you're instructed to plot those 2 points and then draw a straight line through those 2 points. Well, these are ordered pairs. Okay. The first coordinate of each point is the x value. The second number in each point is the y value, right? The x coordinate and the y coordinate. So to plot the point -3, 3, right, we go, here's the x-axis, here's the y-axis. We go to x equals -3 on the x-axis, and then we go up 3 units. And so here's the point -3, 3 in the coordinate plane. And that point is directly above -3 on the x-axis and directly across from +3 on the y-axis. To plot the point 4, 2, we go to 4, x equals 4 on the x-axis, and then up 2 units. And so this is the point 4, 2, right? That point is directly above the 4 on the x-axis and directly across from 2 on the y-axis. And then using a ruler, right, or straight edge, you can draw a straight line through those 2 points. Okay, so that's part A. In part B, you're instructed to determine the equation of that line that goes through those 2 points, graphically and algebraically. So I'm going to show you how to do it algebraically. So you know that the equation of a straight line in slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So we need to figure out what the slope m is and what the y-intercept b is for this case. Well, the slope m from previous work is the change in y over the change in x, right? It's rise over run, change in the y coordinates over change in x coordinates. And so the change in the y coordinates, the way I've written them, is I'm doing this point minus this point, is 3 minus 2 is the difference in the y coordinates, and -3 minus 4 is the difference in the x coordinates. And when I simplify the numerator and denominator, I get 1 over -7, and that minus sign can be pulled out in front of the fraction, and I have the slope m is equal to -1/7. So now that we know what m is, we got to figure out what b is. And so remember, the equation of the line is y equals mx plus b, and so m now we know was -1/7. Okay, and so to figure out what b is, we have to plug in for x and y using one of these 2 points and then solve for b. So I use the second point, okay, where x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 2. And so when I substitute in to y equal mx plus b, I have y is equal to 2, m is -1/7, x is equal to 4, and then I have to do now I have to solve for the unknown y-intercept b. Well, -1/7 times 4 is -4/7, and then when I add 4/7 to both sides, I have the b all by itself, and I have b is equal to 2 plus 4/7, and when I find a common denominator and add those 2 numbers, I get b is equal to 18 over 7, right? 18/7. And so now I substitute in for m and b in y equal mx plus b, and I have the equation of this straight line. I have y is equal to -1/7 x plus 18/7. Now, to do this graphically, we know how to find the slope graphically, right? Starting, you've got to go from this point to this point. So to go from this point to this point, we got to go down 1 unit and then over 7. So down 1 is -1, and then over 7 is +7. And so you can see the slope, rise over run, is -1 over 7, or -1/7. The harder part is getting the y-intercept. You know, the y-intercept is 18/7 in this case. That's a number between 2 and 3. And so graphically, you would have to estimate what the y-intercept is, since you don't know, can't tell what the exact value is because it's a fraction.